Let's say that you wanted to save information directly from ChatGPT into Airtable without having to copy and paste and create new records each and every time. This is how you can do it. So let's say I want to add a list of 10 records in Airtable showing ideas of YouTube videos I can create about how to start, I don't know, building your own PC. Add these 10 ideas in Airtable and add a publish date that is that starts today and increases with 2 days for every new record. Let's try that. Hit enter. This will start the action. I can hit confirm. And if it all goes well, as you can see, the ideas were added in Airtable. They're all about how to start building your own PC. And there's a 2-day increment starting from today, which is the 18th of August, for each and every new record. So that is pretty interesting. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build this yourself, creating a custom GPT that talks directly to a specific Airtable base and adds record based on specific logic that you provide. So let's get right into it. So first of all, what you need to do is go to the Airtable API documentation website. So on this page, you get information about each Airtable base that you have. In this case, I'm interested in my test base, which is this one I'm using right here. And once you press on it, you get to this page, which has information about the specific table. You get information about the tables you have within that base and information about how to authenticate and create connection with that page. So with the information on this page, you'll be able to build the custom GPT that will communicate with the Airtable. So once you're in here, all you need to do is click on your profile picture in the top right corner and choose My GPTs. Once you're there, you'll be able to select Create a GPT. So you'll be able to start from scratch and get the process and the ball rolling. So in this case, I'm going to say, okay, this is an Airtable chat GPT connector. I'm going to copy paste that. Instructions: you connect to Airtable and save new and create new records based on the user's input. Now we can leave this enabled. It doesn't make a difference. What I will turn on is code interpreter. What is the most important piece is the sections right here. So I'm just going to choose create a new action, and I'm going to open up a new ChatGPT window because this will help me build the schema, which is this part right here, for the connection. In this case, the authentication will be an API key, which I will paste right here. It's a bearer. So if I go to this Airtable authentication page, and you can access this through a quick Google search, you get this information. So this is how you make your request, and the authorization is bearer your token. So here I can get to the create tokens page. And once you're here, you can hit create a new token. You give it a name, you give it the scope. In this case, I'm going to add read and write for the comments and for records, but you can also play around with other permissions as well. So in my case, with these 4, things seem to work well. Then I can create or add the base and then create the token. So I've already created that. In case I can just copy the token ID that I've just created and then paste that into ChatGPT. So I'll do that and then continue with the video. Okay, so I just pasted my authentication token in there, and for some reason that didn't work. So start again, hit paste. API key, it's a bearer. That might be the reason. Hit save. I don't want to save that. You can also minimize that. And okay, so that seems to be saved. Now I'm going to use this JSON example to kind of build on it. So I'm going to copy that, go back to ChatGPT and say, I have this schema I want you to model on. Actually, let me just exit full screen for now. I can remove this and work in this window. Okay, so I have the schema I want you to model on. What I want to do, let's put that there. What I want to do is connect to an Airtable database and add new records. What information do you need from me to create this schema? So to create an OpenAI schema, I'll need the following information: the Airtable base URL, the table information, and the API version, the authentication, and the data structure, the response, the operation. Okay, so that's quite a lot of information required. So if I go back to this document, I want to get information on creating records. So it's in post, that's the URL. So I'm going back to ChatGPT, say post. Now the base ID, if I grab that info, I'm gonna say this is the method, this is the URL, the base ID is X, the table name is X. So I'm just gonna paste that in. So what I actually did is I said, okay, the URL to access the table is this one, and I pasted it right there directly from the browser window. And I said, okay, based on that, the response I got was, I can build the schema for you. The method is post, the URL is that, and it grabbed the base ID and the table name directly from there. So that got all the information it needed. And if I scroll down, this is building the schema with all the code that is required. So what I'm gonna do is copy that, paste it into the schema section, and take it for a spin. So as you can see, when I paste that in the schema section, I'm getting this error, could not parse valid OpenAI spec. So I'm gonna copy that error and go back to ChatGPT and say, I'm getting this error. Hit enter and see what happens. So this is recreating the code once again. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it back into the schema section. Now the good news is that this managed to find the other table record with the post method and the path is records, but I'm still getting this error. So going back to ChatGPT, I'm gonna paste this in again. I'm getting this error. Hit enter. And again, this is building the new code for me. I'm gonna try again, paste this in. And I'm still getting the same error. So I'm gonna go back. Hit enter, and again, it's gonna try and fix this problem. I'm going to repeat the process, paste in the new code, and now I'm not getting any errors. I have the Airtable record, method is post records, and I can also test it. So let's see if this works. I'm gonna line this up here alongside that, and I'm gonna press test and see what happens. I might have pressed that twice. Okay, so hit confirm. No, this is saying it's been added, but I'm not seeing anything here. So I'm going to say which Airtable base and table did you add this to? I can't see it. Okay. So I'm getting a success message here, but I'm not getting the records added here. So let's go back. Delete these. Here I want to say this is YouTube video. This is publish date. And let's say this is status, which is single select. And let's have to record, to edit, to publish, and published. Okay, so let's try this again. What I'm going to do is go back to this one and say this. So when I run this, I'm getting a success message, but the records are not being added to Airtable. I want to add the records to the base called test base in the table called YouTube video. Because what I'm suspecting is that this didn't pick up the right table to add them to from the URL I provided. The table has 3 columns: YouTube video, publish date, and status. When I add records, I want these 3. I want this to have the value of the newly generated ideas, publish date to have today's date, and status to say to record. Please update the schema. Okay, let's wait for that and give this another shot. Okay, copy code, go back, paste, I'm gonna press test in a sec and see what happens. So starting action, hit confirm. Error talking. Resulting in a not found. This might be due to incorrect table or base reference. Okay. So let's try this again. I'm getting this error. So double check the Airtable base ID, check the table name or table ID. So let's try this again. You can find the base ID in the URL. You can find it. Okay. So let's try this again. So I'm going to say Airtable base is, I'll add this later. Airtable table ID is YouTube video, which is what it's saying here. So let's try the Airtable base. So again, this is making some changes to the code. And we'll be able to test this once more. So I copied the code, paste it in there. I'm gonna hit test and see what happens. So it appears that there was an issue creating the record due to insufficient permissions when attempting to select the status option published. Why are you trying to choose published? Edit. Okay. Okay, let's remove this then. Or rather, go back here. So I'm back in the code. So let's try this again. I'm getting this error. I don't want you to choose status published. The initial status should be to record, and that's edit field to record. Yeah. To ensure the status is always set to record, you should double check. Yeah. Should explicitly set. Here's the JSON payload. Okay, start this again. Copy code, go back, paste. Updated specification. Copy that. And we have this error again. I get this error. Boom. Okay, let's wait for this to update. So I'm gonna hit copy, go back, paste, and now I'm getting a different error. So again, copy, paste, getting this error. Boom. copy code, paste it here. Could not parse valid OpenAI spec. Getting this error again. All right, so as you can see, it's a bit of a back and forth process, and if you're not a developer, that is to be expected. The good news is that you only need to set this up once, and while or when this is set, this will allow you to communicate directly to Airtable from ChatGPT, and that will save a lot of time of copying and pasting text with each iteration you do. So let's see if this is finished. It is. Hit copy code, go back, paste. Now getting this one. So now getting this error. Let's see. I'm gonna cancel this. Okay. Copy code, paste. Ah, come on. Please fix this error. I'm now getting. Thank you for your patience and persistence. Yes. Agreed. Okay. I'm gonna copy the code, paste. And now we get no errors. So I'm gonna hit test, making the call. that's so weird. Since I cannot directly call external API. Okay, let's try test again. I think it's lost its patience. So start this again. Hit test and see what happens. Okay. There is an issue. Created to creating publish status. Insufficient permissions to add the specific option. Okay, let's go back to the permissions section. So what I'm doing is basically giving it access to all the scopes it might need. And I'm going to run this again. Save changes, go back to ChatGPT, hit test, and let's see what happens. It seems that adding custom options. Okay, can you let's not modify the status field. Let's see now. Okay, so it seems that that was actually created. It added a YouTube video, it added the publish day of today. All right, awesome. So let's now say this is a bit all over the place in terms of formatting, but anyway, so I'm just gonna say add 10 new YouTube video ideas on how to train at the gym. Add a publish date for each one that's separated by 5 days in between. So now I'm not expecting URLs actually to be added here. I'm expecting different ideas. Oh yeah. How to train your chest, best shoulder workout, leg day. Have 5 days in between. So just making the different API calls and adding the data right there. So it is working. What we could do, if we wanted to have the status set to, what was it, to record, I could have the default option set right there. So if I grab that, delete all, and choose yes, and please add 5 more ideas about how to train your dog, and say separate each idea's publish date by 3 days from now. Hit confirm, and now each idea that is added should have the to record status by default. So now I'm getting new ideas separated by different days, by 3 different days, and those are the 5 ideas added right there. So if I were to create this, save it, and then publish it, I would be able to add ideas on command using ChatGPT that is directly communicating to Airtable. And that's how you do it. That's how you go back and forth, how you create an Airtable or rather a ChatGPT action that communicates with your Airtable and adds ideas based on the input that you give it. I hope you found that video useful and the process to fix any errors that come up. And yeah, if you loved that type of video, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. I'll speak to you in the next video.